Europeans have always been cruel to children, not as an anomaly, but as an institutional necessity. This is not hyperbole. It is the grammar of European statecraft. It is the concealed skeleton of Western civilization, where cruelty towards children has been ritualized, bureaucratized, and whitewashed as progress, pedagogy, or protection. The very foundations of capitalist Europe are built on mass orphaning. The Enclosure Acts in England ripped children from land, clan, and kin, not by mistake, but by design. These dispossessed children became the raw materials for factories, navies, and colonial expansion. The Poor Laws were not charity. They were tools to justify the forced labor of children under the guise of moral reform. The workhouse was Europe's child torture chamber. Children as young as 5 were put to labor 14 hours a day under whip, ledger, and the gaze of the priest. If they died from overwork, they were replaced. That was the point. They sponsored missionary rape machines, exporting cruelty to colonized children. The residential school was not a Canadian exception. It was the imperial standard. In every colony, whether under British, French, Belgian, or Portuguese rule, schools for Native children functioned as cultural death camps, featuring language erasure, hair cutting, and beating for traditional names. Sexual hunting grounds, where priests and teachers acted as state-sanctioned abusers. And death factories, where unmarked graves are not a metaphor. They're policy footprints. These institutions were built on the idea that Native children were subhuman clay, to be molded or exterminated. From Rousseau to Locke, European education theorists normalized cruelty in the name of civilization. Beat the child to save the soul. Discipline the body to awaken reason. The rod was not a weapon of exception. It was the holy scepter of the Enlightenment. Modern masking of European child cruelty includes foster systems, ICE detention, and psychological warfare. Today, Europe and its settler offshoots cloak their cruelty under foster care systems that disproportionately traffic Black and Indigenous children through trauma pipelines. Juvenile detention centers that function as warehouses of premature death. And medical apartheid, where ADHD diagnoses become chemical shackles and where Black children are either pathologized or criminalized. And let us never forget, the first child to die at the U.S.-Mexico border in ICE custody was Indigenous. Her name was Jacqueline Kalmakin. That wasn't neglect. It was a ritual of conquest. The European cannot love the child, because to love the child